Hi guys, and welcome to my very first video. Well, technically not my first video because I have vlogged lots in the house when we were renovating it, but this is my first time filming since living here. I had an entire week off the internet, off Instagram, didn't film anything for YouTube. It was just the most chaotic week. I'm not going to run on about that because I'll update you in my next YouTube video, which will be a vlog. But we've been in just over a week and I'm finally today starting to feel like there's things in their place a little bit. We've still got, if you hear noise above, there are two lovely guys doing the micro cement on our shower today. So, but that's nothing compared to what's been going on since we moved in. Basically, I think we might have moved in a little bit too soon, which a few of you did comment on the last vlog saying, can't believe you're moving in and it's still a building site. I mean, we managed, but we didn't have a kitchen for a while. Anyway, like I said, I will do all of that chat in another video in the next vlog. I'm going to do the 10 things I couldn't live without thing because I saw Molly Campsey do this, and Anna, the Anna Edit, and a few other people on YouTube have done this video, and I love watching them. I don't know why, but just knowing what other people's absolute essentials are, that just gets me. I just want to watch it. So I thought that some of you might be interested in knowing what 10 things that I couldn't live without are. Obviously, this video could be like my house keys, my phone, my son, Dan, my family, you know, things like that. But I'm not going to put any of those things or people on the list, or like my bed, because obviously there are many things like that I couldn't live without. But I feel like this is just kind of, people are doing this in terms of kind of material things they couldn't live without that aren't absolute life essentials like water. And when I was coming up with this list, I also found that I think makeup and skincare need their whole own video, because I was like, well, I need to include that and I need to include that, and it would just all end up being makeup and skincare. And I wanted to kind of do a mix of things. So this isn't the only 10 things that I couldn't live without, but it is 10 things that I couldn't live without. Oh, also one more thing. I don't want to show too much of the new house. I'm not sure what I'll show in my next vlog because there's still so much we need to do. I'm going to show little snippets here and there. Like right now you're seeing our bookshelves, which I'm just in love with, but I definitely will show some little bits here and there in the next vlog. Okay, so my 10 things. The first one I need to start with is a good TV show, because this to me is very essential. At the end of a long day when we've just got Sage to bed, which in not just since being here in the new house, but even for our last little bits in our old house, and then where we were just living for a couple of months when this house was being done, it's kind of been going on for a few months, but bedtime's not always the easiest thing. I feel like it's an age thing, and they get these kind of different sleep regressions, people call them, at different ages. And the toddler sleep regression is just that he's probably needing less of a daytime nap. But anyway, once Sage is finally asleep in bed, Dan and I just want to come downstairs and just switch off and watch a really good TV show. And they have been lacking, I have to say. The last couple of years, I feel like in our first couple of years together, there were so many good TV shows we watched, like Defending Jacob, Little Fires Everywhere. I don't know, but there were so many good ones. And now it feels like such a struggle to find good ones that we've been rewatching old TV shows. So we did Game of Thrones, which we actually kind of stopped like halfway through, so we need to pick that back up. But since being here in the new house, we are now doing Lost. And the weirdest thing is, I watched my friend Alfie's new vlog yesterday, and he mentioned he was watching Lost in it, and I was like, that feels so random, unless everyone's starting to watch it because I think it's just come onto Netflix, so that could be a thing. But I was like, if not, what a coincidence that he's now rewatching Lost too. We're about 4 episodes in and it's so good. And I haven't watched it since I was 14. Basically, if you don't know what Lost is, it's about a load of people who are stranded after a plane crash on an island, and it kind of goes into all of their backstories and with flashbacks, and it's just really, really gripping, interesting, exciting, a little bit scary, but not too scary. There are some kind of like where one guy's like hallucinating, and I found that a bit jumpy, you know, when a figure just appears out of nowhere in the distance. I find that a bit creepy, but I still managed to sleep, so it was fine. Okay, number 2 for me kind of goes along with the TV show for the same reason, and it's important for me for kind of me time, relaxing. TV time is kind of, even though Dan and I do read together, but it still feels like a separate thing. So often in the evenings we'll watch an hour of TV, and then we'll read our books. And we might sit down here in the living room together, or we might sit in bed together reading, but it feels much more like a solitary activity. And I absolutely, as you guys know, adore reading. Hence the bookshelves to house all of our books. And when I was thinking of my list of 10 things that I couldn't live without, a good book is an absolute essential. And if I don't have a good book on the go, like I was reading, what was I reading that I really was not into recently? I can't remember, but I DNF'd it, did not finish. And it just makes me miserable. I just have to have a good book on the go at all times. Before the move and the renovation, I would usually read about 3 books a month. Now it's been just 1 book a month because I have a book club, if you didn't know. It's on Substack, so I'll leave the link in the description box. But you can join for free, or you can pay to become a member, and then you get to come to our monthly book club Zoom meetings where we just drink wine and chat about books and chat about the book of that month, and then just kind of chat in general, and it's really lovely. I also really want to, by the end of the year, which is cutting it quite fine, I really want to do a book club in person. I need to work that whole thing out. But anyway, a good book is just an absolute essential for me. It's my wind down, it's my me time. I read before bed every night, and if I get a moment, kind of if I'm working from home and Sage is in nursery, and sometimes I'll think, right, I'm actually going to take an actual lunch break and read my book for half an hour, and it just really centers me and just makes me feel good. I'm currently reading our book club pick for October, which is The Hound of the Baskervilles by Arthur Conan Doyle. This is something that I have read before, but I really wanted to pick a kind of cozy, slightly spooky classic to read for October's book club pick, and honestly, this is perfect. It's not very long. I think it's about 200 pages, and usually for me I would read that in a weekend, kind of over Sage's lunchtime naps on the Saturday and Sunday. I would just sit and read this, but because life has been so hectic with moving in and the renovation's still going on, we've had like 10 builders in the house every single day since we moved in. Today is the quietest and calmest day, hence why I'm choosing to film this video now. So because of that, I'm actually reading kind of like 10 pages at a time before I fall asleep at night, but I'm loving it so much. And I don't actually remember the entire thing and all of the twists and everything from when I read it probably like 15 years ago. So it's really nice one to come back to. I'll just read you the blurb on the back. When Sir Charles Baskerville is found dead in the grounds of his country house, his face contorted with fear, Holmes is drawn into a mysterious case involving an ancient family curse, savage brutality, and a hellish spectral hound that roams the foggy moors. But is it really something unearthly that walks there? If you like Sherlock Holmes, if you've ever watched the films with Robert Downey Jr. and Jude Law, they're great. Obviously Benedict Cumberbatch, and is it Martin Freeman, I want to say, did the TV shows. I love Sherlock Holmes, and there's something about it to me that just screams cozy. It feels like so long since I've done a sit-down YouTube video. Have I even done a sit-down YouTube video since coming back to YouTube? I feel like most of them have been vlogs. I think I did a baking video, but anyway, feels very nice to be sitting down and chatting, but apologies if this video is very long. I just can't help myself. Anyway, number 3 is fragrance. Fragrance is just so essential to me. I find it can completely lift my mood. The other day I was having a bit of a kind of stressy bad day. I've been here at the house before we lived here when it literally was a complete building site. There were things going wrong. I then went back to where we were living at the time and just, I don't think I'd even showered that day. It was just a manic day. I feel like Sage had a cold or something. There was just a lot going on. And then I just picked up Dan's Le Labo fragrance that I got him for Christmas and just thought, I'm just gonna spray this on myself. And immediately my mood, sorry, I think it's the tumble dryer going, that's why it's suddenly gone really loud in here. My mood just immediately lifted, and I just think that fragrance can really do that, and sometimes I think fragrance is more important to me than makeup. But anyway, I definitely couldn't live without Diptyque Eau Dwell. This fragrance I have worn, I think, since it was released. It was released, I actually Googled it. It was released in 2010. I remember definitely wearing this in 2012. Maybe I got it literally when it came out as a new release, and I have repurchased it, and I will continue to repurchase this, and I actually need to right now. I don't know if you can see, but there's like a tiny bit left in there. But this is just, It's vanilla-y, but warm, not too sweet. How can I describe it? Oh my God, it just smells like heaven to me. And also I feel so lucky with this because I find sometimes with some fragrances, if you've worn them for a long time, you start to not be able to smell it yourself. But with this one, I can still smell it and I get so many compliments on this. Really sorry, but I put a wash on this morning and now it sounds like it's doing its spin cycle. So fingers crossed that finishes soon. Anyway, number 4. Oh God, I feel like I've been filming for ages and now I'm only on number 4. But Anastasia lip liner. I'm wearing this now. This is not an all-time beauty favorite. I actually got sent this about 4 months ago or something, and I randomly threw it into my makeup bag when we were moving out of our old house and moving in with family, and I really didn't take that much makeup with me, so I kind of wore the same makeup for 2.5 months every single day, which isn't that unlike me anyway. I don't switch it up that often. But this was my lip liner and I was like, thank God I just picked this up and just saw that it was neutral on the end, and I just thought, do you know what, I'll just throw that in there because I have absolutely loved using this. The colour is Mocha. I've never even read the colour that's on there before. As you can see, how do I show you this? I've really used this up. It really needs a sharpen, but I wear it, I don't wear lip liner every single day, but I've put some on now to film this video, and I just like to put this all over my lips. And then at the moment I'm using, if it's not Elizabeth Arden 8 Hour Cream, I'm using the little Tatcha pink lip balm. It's just really cute, but it is colourless. It just looks pink in the pot, but I'll just tap that over the top and then that's my lips done. And I now feel like I couldn't live without this lip liner. So I'm glad it's really long, so I'm not going to have to repurchase it for ages, but I'm tempted just in case, like, this is something that I feel concerned about a brand getting rid of. So Anastasia Beverly Hills, if you're watching this, please never discontinue this lip liner because it's perfect. Number 5, this seems like a really boring thing to choose to put in my I could not live without, but it's quite specific. Now, I just had to go and get this one out of the washing basket, so excuse the wrinkles and if it looks a bit dirty at all. But this is the Lisette white t-shirt. It's called the Margot tee, and I found it on Net-a-Porter. I have been wearing these for about 18 months. I have 2, but I'm tempted to get a 3rd because when this is in the wash and I can't wear it, I genuinely feel so sad. And I would say I wear a white t-shirt most days, particularly this time of year where I'm wearing kind of knits and stuff now, and I always like to have a little white t-shirt poking out. But I didn't actually have a clean one of these to wear today, so I'm wearing my second favourite, which is by St Agni. They do a really good white tee, but this one I feel like is just slightly more flattering because it has a nice kind of quite a big armhole, but the sleeves aren't too long, so it doesn't look too, it basically to me is like what you'd describe as a baby tee, but oversized. Just trust me on this one, guys. It's not a cheap white t-shirt, but the quality of it, the way it washes, I think they're about 60 or 70 pounds, so it definitely is on the pricier side for a white t-shirt. You could go to H&M and probably get one for like £9.99 or something, but if a white t-shirt is something that is a key part of your look most days, like it is for me, I think it's worth investing in a good one. I also just love the length of this. The length is perfect. Let me hold it back so you can see. Anyway, that needs to go back in the wash now. Number 6, I've got my list here on my phone. I wrote down big earrings, like my COS silver ones. I'm actually wearing the COS silver ones now. I bought these, I think when I was doing 30 days of autumn outfits on my TikTok last October, so about a year ago. So I've had these for a year. What I love about these is that when you're having a bad hair day and you need to suddenly look presentable to film a YouTube video like right now, or to go out for dinner like I did the other night. The other night I've been with Sage all day. We'd had a house full of builders. It was complete chaos. My hair needed washing. I didn't have time to wash it. Dan was in the office, so I had to wait for him to get back, and then I had about 20 minutes to get ready to go out to this dinner. It was an Estee Lauder dinner I was going to. And I just wasn't feeling my best, basically. So I just quickly put some makeup on in about 5 minutes, put on an outfit. My hair was not in a situation that it would have looked good down at all. So I tied it in a low bun and then put these earrings in, and I think I have a photo from the dinner. I'm going to insert it here so you can see for reference. But having some kind of big earrings just immediately made me feel a bit more dressed up, a bit more glamorous, and they did the trick. Number 7, another boring one like a white t-shirt, jeans, and specifically vintage Levi's. I have my favourite pair of vintage Levi's here. You can get them anywhere, like vintage shops, charity shops. I always go for men's ones and then get them altered. There is a company, I think they were called Cheeky's Denim, and then I feel like the lady was rebranding the company. I'll link it in the description box if I can find them. But basically, I find these ones have a tear and they've been repaired, but you can easily take them to kind of your local alterations place and get them altered to fit you perfectly. And I just find no jeans look as good as vintage Levi's. It just completes a look to me. I like to dress quite simply and classic, but it still kind of have a bit of edge, which I'll go into in a minute. So jeans and a white tee is just my dream outfit, but it has to be the right white tee, like my Lisette one, and the right pair of jeans. And I just love 501s. So they're kind of straight, they go straight down. Let me try and hold this up. Other denim brands I love are a Goldie, they're 90s pinch waist jeans. That kind of cut is the cut of jeans that I go for. Or at the moment I am quite partial to a barrel leg, you know, where they kind of go out a bit and then in. I really like those, and I find because I have a smaller waist and big hips, it kind of plays into that quite well for me. But nothing can beat these. I just love this kind of old classic vintage look. I'll find a photo of me wearing these and put them on the screen now because I just love them so much. Number 8 is another fashion item, but I really couldn't live without this, and it's a good leather jacket. I have a few different leather jackets. Some may say, why do you have so many leather jackets? But I say there's different leather jackets for different reasons, like the perfect leather jacket to wear over an evening dress, the perfect leather jacket for a big walk. I don't know why, but once I put on a leather jacket, I just immediately feel good in myself, and kind of it feels like it completes my style, completes my look, and I feel ready to leave the house. And the brand called Sur, I think that's how you pronounce it, which I love that brand. I actually bought a knitted vest from them about a year ago. I think I bought it last summer, so maybe a year and a half ago, and they kindly sent me this jacket, which I'm not obliged to feature, by the way. It's just my new leather jacket that I'm loving and wearing every single day. I don't even have a photo of me in this yet because I haven't had anyone around to take a photo of me in it, but this is my new baby. It's like a dark chocolate brown leather jacket. It's so beautiful. It comes to kind of like, it covers my bum pretty much, which I really like. I've spent the last week mostly in kind of leggings and Ugg boots, or my Barber wellies and leggings and a jumper. So throwing this over the top, even though it's oversized, it kind of adds a bit of polish because it is so kind of luxurious and stylish and beautiful. Just trying to lean back and show you so that you can really see it, but this is just my dream jacket and I just love it so much, and it's making me so happy every day wearing it. I don't have a photo of me in that jacket yet, as I said, but I will insert a photo now of me in a leather jacket. I think I have a photo of me in my Whistles leather jacket, which I lived in last year and I still absolutely love. But this one is nice because it's brown, so I already have kind of an oversized black one, which is the Whistles one, which I'll insert. And this brown one, just, it's nice to have both. Okay guys, we're almost there. Number 9. Number 9, I've written down Notes app on my phone, which I've written in the Notes app. I know so many people use things like Notion and what are other organisation apps. Dan showed me one that was called Clear, where you can kind of make to-do lists and then you can move things around within the list. And I think they all sound great, but I am the most stuck in my ways old school person, and because I've been using Notes for years, I just continue to use it and love it, and it's how I organise my entire life. That, and I always say things like this. I could say, Siri, remind me to edit my YouTube video in 10 minutes. Oh, so it's called reminders. So phone reminders, I'm actually going to do this as a double. I could not live without reminders on my phone and the Notes app, because reminders, I literally use it all day long. As well as my to-do list, I like to have little reminders pop up if it's something that I really need to make sure that I do. And then the Notes app is how I organise everything. If you guys saw inside my Notes app, there are about 500 notes in there. I keep notes from years and years ago because I'm sentimental like that. I have notes that I wrote down when Dan and I were first dating, and just cute little things I wrote. Like, I would just write down my thoughts quickly and kind of use it as a journal. and sometimes I like to read them out to him, and I make sure I never press like spacebar or anything, because if you do that, it changes the date at the top, and I love going back and being like, oh my god, on the 10th of June 2020 I wrote this about you. But mostly I don't use it for cute stuff and journaling, I use it for organisation. So I have notes all to do with work, I have shared notes with people like my management, I have some shared notes with Dan. I use it for things like writing out Sage's current schedule. I use it for my to-do list, and how I organise. This has been a game changer, guys. Organising my to-do list. Right, let me get it up so that I can show you. So I have a big heading at the top saying to do. And then what I would do is I would write out a massive to-do list. Like, this is how long my to-do list is, like quite a lot going down there. But then what I would do is write a subheading, which is Thursday. Today is Thursday. And on Thursday, I go to the to-do list and I pick out the things that are the most urgent, and I'll put them into today, which is Thursday. And then underneath I will have Friday, and then the rest will go on things to do next week. So my Friday is currently empty because I'm going to attempt to get everything that I want to get done today done. But if I don't manage to get everything done today, I will then move stuff to Friday, and then anything that I don't get done on Friday will move into next week, and then I'll start organising it into my days. I look at how my week's looking, what days I have to work, what days I'm with Sage, what days I'm on a shoot, what days I'm in town for meetings, and I'll kind of be like, right, okay, so Tuesday I have a day where I'm on my own working from home. I can do so many things off my to-do list, and I'll put loads in for that day, whereas other days I might only put a couple of things in. I don't know if that makes sense, but it's just been a game changer for me, because I used to just have one giant to-do list in my notes. For years I did this, where it was all in there together, and it always felt just really overwhelming. So now I just break it down. I'll choose things. I'll be like, right, so today I'm going to do these 10 things off my to-do list and stick them in labelled on that day. I love it. It works for me. So that's what I do. Okay, number 10 is a fun one. I feel like the lighting's going a bit crazy now in this video, so sorry if it doesn't look as good as it did at the beginning. But number 10 is bourbon biscuits. These are an absolute essential in our household and in my life personally. A bourbon has been my go-to favourite biscuit for as long as I can remember eating biscuits, since I was a child. I really need to get a biscuit tin for our new house, because this is currently open, so they're probably going stale, the ones on the top. I always like dig my hand down to get one from underneath. But I also have to say, these are not my favourite bourbons. These are the essential Waitrose bourbons. They're fine. I will eat them. As you can see, I have been eating them. But my absolute favourite are the Marks and Spencer's double, I think they're called double cream bourbon biscuits. Those, I've got my entire family onto them. My sister went and bought some the other day. My dad's into them now, and they are the best bourbon biscuits. It makes the other supermarket ones taste kind of cardboardy and nothingy, because the Marks and Spencer's ones are so good. I put them on my Instagram recently, and someone commented and said, have you tried their chocolate covered bourbon biscuits and chocolate covered custard creams? And I thought, oh my god, how have I never seen those? They sound amazing. Anyway, there is an M&S near us, so I might drive this afternoon. I need to kind of pick up some bits for the house and see if I can get those ones. But anyway, guys, that is my 10 things that I couldn't live without. Hope you enjoyed this video. It's been so nice to do a kind of sit down chatty video, and I just think I like putting this kind of thing on. I was watching someone's on YouTube. I can't even remember whose YouTube video it was. I was just watching some of these this morning, and I put it on when I was in the shower. Didn't take my phone in the shower, I just had it on the sink next to me, so I wasn't watching them. But you don't need to watch me just kind of chatting away. You can have this on like a podcast. And yes, still very much loving being back on YouTube. Very much loving the long form content as a creator of it again now, and also as a consumer. I just find it more chilled, more relaxing. Thank you all for watching and for being here, and I will see you soon. Not sure if it will be next Sunday or the Sunday after, but soon I will see you with my first vlog since living here at the new house. Speak soon, guys. Bye.